Thanks for listening to the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network. You're listening to DQP Does, our special Cyberpunk edition. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at DraftyQ. Check us out on YouTube, Drafty Quarters Podcast Network. Facebook is Drafty Quarters Productions. Like that page. Become a patron on Patreon under Drafty Quarters Productions. For just $1, you can keep supporting us and make sure that we can eat. Email us at draftyq@gmail.com with thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns. Thank you for listening.
Welcome back to DQP Does, the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network movie review show, where we cut open your chest and take back your still beating heart. With me this evening is my co-host Russell.
I had something witty to say, and then it was stolen from me or something. I don't know.
Okay. We also have Dave.
Hi, Shane. It is me, Dave.
Oh, man. I hate this episode already.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
I was really hoping you were going to sing the whole time now.
I already fucked it up.
We have a special guest today with us. We got Barry.
What's up?
There it is.
And that's the episode.
Russell, did we have any emails?
Let's double check.
I hope that one guy emailed us again.
Not you, Dave?
The guy that wanted me to have pizza.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We definitely have some emails. Like Apple wants to help us transform our living room with Apple TV 4K.
Fuck Apple TV.
That almost sounds like an advertisement.
Wait, no, I didn't say that. Don't kill me.
Too late. They already set up their snipers.
Fuck.
We have Wyndham Rewards.
We're
apparently.
gonna get delisted from fucking Apple podcasts.
And Twitter has sent us about 150 notification emails. So,
sweet.
That's where we're at with emails.
Okay, well, fuck that. And fuck this movie, too. This week we did REPO, the genetic opera from 2008. It's rated R. It was an hour and 38 minutes of my life that I'm never going to get back.
Amen, buddy. Amen.
It's actually probably going to be about 2.5 hours because we're also going to talk about it.
So a rundown of this movie, some shit happens, and then more dumb shit happens, and then it's over. Everybody sings about it. The end. No,
that's so true. Like, you nailed it, man.
I'll give it the benefit of, well, not the benefit of the doubt because I watched it and it sucks, but I'll give it like a real shakedown here. Okay. The girl from Spy Kids and Buffy's weird not stepdad,
Giles.
Yeah.
Stepwatcher, what are you doing?
Oh, no!
I'm just kidding. We all know it was Jaws.
Dude, you know that somebody makes that porn somewhere because it's the internet. So,
oh yeah,
it's true.
That's out there somewhere.
Rule whatever it is.
Rule 34.
Rule 34.
Shouldn't know that, but I do. Anyway, the internet's creepy, people.
No,
it's fine. It's fine. Totally okay.
You can't lie on the internet.
Yeah. So anyway, he's her dad, and I don't know that he's also the repo man for GeneCo, which is a company that arose from a need for financing on organs. because everybody's organs were just given out all of a sudden. They never go into why. This company took advantage of a hole in the market, pun intended.
Well, I mean, there's currently a hole in the market today where it would be nice to have your organs financed.
So, like, there's another movie that are we gonna watch? Repo Man?
I don't know. Let's decide right now. Are we watching Repo Man?
I mean, me and Barry already watched Repo Man.
I mean, I'll watch it again.
Are you coming back for Repo Man?
That's fine, I guess.
Okay, cool.
Okay, we'll watch
Repo
Repo
Man.
Man.
Sure.
She's better than this movie.
Featuring
How
Jude
much
Law
singing?
and Forrest Whitaker's eye.
Oh, I'm into that.
There's a little singing,
Oh,
but not a lot.
okay. All right.
I don't remember singing.
There is singing. There's
It's
singing.
like one scene.
2 scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Is it
Anyway.
just them singing about how much genetic opera sucks?
Yes.
Because then I'm in.
They're not actually connected at all.
Oh.
It's the
Good.
same sort of plot. But anyway, we'll talk about that one next week.
Okay.
But so they fill a hole in the market. The difference, really, a big difference is being that like these organs seem to be organic, like real organs.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Like, yes, I'm getting off topic here, but yes, the like donor waiting list stuff is kind of broken in our healthcare system.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't see how a corporation offering financing that people are not capable of paying fixes that.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
it says-
so go ahead.
It says it's probably, I think it's in the like opening comic.
Yeah,
thing.
there's an
It says-
epidemic.
yeah, like the world is riddled with disease and people are dying off and they need organs.
Yeah, but they don't explain like what that is. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
that's not the focus of this movie.
right.
Yeah. I think
I think maybe they should have delved into that stuff and not try to be as goth as possible.
Oh my god, it's so goth. Ugh.
So yeah,
Well,
there's
Yeah, but let me finish the thing.
but
You got a point. Go ahead and make it.
Okay, so
If you can make it in less than 5 minutes.
yeah, I can do that.
No, you can't.
So, so currently they're developing ways, and they don't really explain where they get the organs from in the show. But currently, in real life, they are developing ways to grow organs in a lab. So you could surmise that maybe this company has
Maybe.
been the one that has developed.
They
the
also
way.
don't seem to give a shit about the organs that they repossess.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a couple scenes where it's like, okay.
and then the other thing I
Why
was
did you
gonna
take it
say,
back then?
they seem like the predatory type of finance company that doesn't want
Oh,
you to actually
100%.
be able to pay off your organs.
Yeah.
So that way they can repo them and still collect
Reuse it.
insurance money on your
Yeah.
failure to pay and then reuse that organ.
Yeah.
Which is an actual thing that happens in today's
Well,
society,
and then-
just
Oh,
not
yes.
with organs.
In the like first scene, it's like panning in from the water and you're just seeing dead bodies everywhere. And then
Mhm.
it gets to a
Yeah.
graveyard and the graveyard just keeps going. And then there's a wall and it comes up and there's more graveyard. Like,
Yeah, so clearly they're just like killing people and harvesting their organs to sell to other people.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're gonna repo like someone's heart, then why not repo or like just take everything and give it to other and then sell it to other people?
Yeah,
But that's beside the point.
you
Yeah.
would make so much money.
So Giles is the repo man, and he's also the main
Big reveal.
character, Shiloh's dad. And her mom died under suspicious circumstances while she was pregnant with Shiloh. And he works for Roddy, which is the owner of Gene Co. And he has 3 kids who are huge pieces of shit in mostly the same way. They're all psychopaths. And one of them's Bill Moseley, which I did not realize that until I looked it up.
I didn't realize it until Russell mentioned it before we did this podcast. I love
Yeah.
Bill Moseley.
Yeah.
I don't know how I didn't realize
I didn't
it.
recognize him at all, mainly because his hair was combed and he was clean cut.
That's true. He wasn't wearing like a metal head or like a bunch of prosthetics.
Yeah, his hair wasn't like stringy and long, and he didn't look like a strung out fucking axe murderer. even though he was totally a murderer in this movie, it completely fit with every one of his other roles except for the cleanliness of the character doing it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But anyway, Roddy's got a shitty family. It turns out that he was in love with, or he was supposed to be married to Marnie, which was Shiloh's mom, and until she met Nathan, who is Giles and the Repo Man. And then she got married to him instead, and they had Shiloh, and she died. And Roddy actually poisoned her because she was ill or something, and I don't care that much. Anyway,
she was sick. Nathan was trying to heal her.
Yeah, he was trying to heal her. Yeah. Anyway, just if you want to torture yourself, go listen, watch the movie, whatever.
Or don't.
But anyway, it moves on to, basically she's supposed to be sick and not doing anything, but she wants to get out, and he's keeping her away from the world. And Roddy wants to give her the company, but to do it, he wants to kill Nathan to get his final revenge for him taking away Marnie, and also to fuck over his kids because he hates them all at the same time, and he does it on a stage, which that was
Meta, bro.
Yeah, the worst kind. And then
I think you
realize
hated it more than I did.
and then they touch on Nathan basically doing Munchausen by proxy on Shiloh, she was never actually sick and didn't have to be sequestered. He was
biggest
just
word in the movie.
Yeah, he was actually poisoning her with the medication in quotes that he was giving her. And she does a 2-second detox on stage at the end of the movie. Dad dies. Roddy dies. She walks out and rides away in a limo for some reason. Goes home. I don't know why. And the kids take over the company. Basically, the ending sucks just as much as the rest of the movie did.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's a lot more that happens. There's a low rent riffraff that was actually the guy that wrote it.
I was gonna mention Rocky Horror eventually. So.
Yeah. Oh my god. The thing that I the first blurb that I read was in this something they mishmashed Rocky Horror Picture Show and Blade Runner seamlessly, and I was like, what the fuck? Before I even watched a frame of this, I wanted to fucking burn it.
Where did you find a positive review?
I don't know. It was on IMDb because I think that's the only place I really looked.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I was looking for, I didn't look super hard, but I was looking around a little bit, and I feel like it's pretty much universally accepted to be garbage.
Okay.
But you got your certain group that's going to be into it.
Yeah.
Same deal with the Rocky.
Yeah. But the songs in Rocky Horror Picture Show were good.
Yeah.
The songs in this were not good.
Are there only 3 songs in Rocky Horror Picture Show?
God damn it.
I used to hate Rocky Horror, and then I watched it fairly recently. I'm like, okay, this has got some charm to it.
Yeah.
Tim Curry's awesome.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
He's always awesome.
Yeah, he's always awesome.
I like Tim Curry in Rocky Horror.
Yeah. And then watching this, I'm like, no, not about this.
That's what this was missing. Tim Curry as the grave robber.
Yeah.
No, I love the grave robber.
The grave robber was actually okay. It's just some of the songs. Well, all the songs in the movie are terrible.
There's a few that are okay, passable.
I really like a lot of the songs.
Oh my god, Barry, come on, bro, you're killing me, Smalls.
The punk rock one wasn't terrible.
I actually hated that one the most.
She gets a little punkish. I was like, okay.
The 17 thing?
Yeah, it was a little punk rock. Joan Jett was there. I'm like, all right, Joan Jett, cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my least favorite.
I don't know where they got the cash, but that was the only reason she was there.
Yeah, that might be the only reason I like that song. I'm like, oh shit, Joan Jett.
Wait, did you? What? No. She had to do this because she felt bad or she owed someone a favor. There's no way they had enough money to pay her, or they spent the entire budget of the movie on getting Joan Jett.
I don't know. I feel like there was like some money spent on this movie, just not in like the writing.
Yeah, like enough.
Like there's a lot of costuming going on.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Not like a lot of CG and stuff, but like
super low budget. I don't know. The practical effects weren't very good.
No, but I mean they spent money on it, but I mean not like blockbuster money.
No,
right?
Like Kevin Smith making Clerks money.
There's a lot more costuming and effects.
It's true.
It's also 15 years later, so it's just cheaper. But anyway,
whatever.
My favorite song, since we're to that part, my favorite song is the one where Mag sings to Shiloh.
In the foyer of the house.
In the foyer of the house. And like she keeps bringing in the hologram of mom for the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that. That I actually liked that song. Like not like, hey, this song is the most passable song in the show, but like I actually enjoyed that
one
part
was
of the movie.
I just like there's a lot of, I mean, we also had the subtitles on, and you can't trust the subtitles because they're wrong a lot.
If you watch it on
songs.
Amazon, they're way off a lot of the time.
I was noticing that because
But,
I
like,
watched it on Amazon.
I could tell what they were saying in a lot of the stuff, and it was like the lyrics are just bad, and it's not like they wrote themselves into a corner because of dialogue. It's like they were trying to fit too many words in to stuff, and it was like it was getting bad because it was wordy.
Yeah, so being like it's an opera, so there's no just plain spoken dialogue.
Right.
There's parts where it kind of sounds like they're just talking, but there is like some sort of low-level melody.
Yeah, there's a melody to it, yeah.
So like they don't have scenes that aren't in the songs to have regular dialogue, so that all kind of has to get mushed in to the songs.
But
so I feel like that does hurt a lot of the songs, but also
you can get those ideas across without using all the articles and everything like that. Like it might come across like the characters are speaking oddly, but then they're also like repeating shit. So like you're sacrificing the song to get all your words in, but then you're using other lyrical conventions for the songs that don't make sense in normal conversation either. Right? So like you have a lot of parts where like there's like call and reply where that doesn't make sense in a normal conversation. At least the way they were doing it, and like a lot of repetitiveness in like the chorusy parts, but then during like the parts that were more of like a verse kind of thing, where it's almost like dialogue just sung, how do you make the excuse of, well, we have to do the dialogue, so that's why there's all these words, but then 5 seconds later, we have this other part that fits musical conventions that doesn't make sense as dialogue. It doesn't make sense. You can make the song good and follow like conventions of song, or you can fit all the dialogue in, but you can't do both because then the song just sucks.
At least they can't.
Can do both.
You can.
They can't do both.
They
because
can't.
We've all watched Hamilton.
Yeah.
That's not an opera. It's not fair to
you can't
compare them like that.
But they also like they don't
because they do have dialogue.
But the dialogue has a fucking underlining melody, as you said.
Not always.
No.
It's
not always in
like if you watch the play and then listen to the soundtrack, there's big chunks that you never hear because there's dialogue that's
just
not in a song.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the whole thing is songs. There's a couple spots in this that are missing if you would to cut it into just songs. But like it's like a line or two.
Yeah. Like when Shiloh's in that tent, she's like, I must get home. Like it's not a song, but she's like half-ass kind of singing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like you can get the ideas of the dialogue across without writing a shitty song. They did not do that.
Yeah.
And like that's, I mean, if that's the whole fucking movie, then the whole fucking movie sucks. like it looked okay. I didn't have a problem with how the movie looked.
Oh,
like
I hated how it looked.
Well, I mean, they got what they were going after, right?
Yeah,
they wanted that hyper stylized goth shit from the early 2000s.
It also
right?
has like a weird filter on the entire movie that I couldn't get past.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
it's like a dream. It
It's
almost
like
has like
the
a dream
super-
state filter.
It's like the super fake Victorian filter.
It's true. Because this movie is so goth. It's like Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie had a baby in a Hot Topic. I like some goth stuff. I love Typo Negative.
Yeah.
But this is way too goth for me.
Like, isn't Typo Negative like halfway making fun
yes.
of even themselves?
Yeah,
Yes.
mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this movie needed, Peter Steele.
I think it needed more grave robber.
Ugh.
I feel like I
mean-
really enjoy the songs when it's like just Nathan going crazy by himself.
Yeah.
Like, he's like switching voices.
Yeah,
He's
so
like,
I
I'm a
liked-
dad.
I liked him.
Oh, I'm a monster.
Yeah, I liked him a lot, and I don't know a lot about like how they did the singing and stuff. Like if he was actually singing, because it seemed like it sometimes, and it didn't. So it kind of seemed like it other times.
Oh yeah, I don't. I've seen this movie thousands of times, but I haven't watched it in a few years, and I've never like done research about it.
God damn it, Barry.
So, okay, if I wasn't like running away from cameras in high school, I would show you a picture of me in my eyeliner and lipstick and nail polish and my trip pants, shrouded in my black leather trench coat, and you'd be like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Dude, I would have worn that shit if they made it for fat kids. So,
You know,
I mean,
might have been the same thing, actually.
yeah. I mean, I liked going into Hot Topic and stuff, but I mean, I didn't watch it then. If I had watched it then,
Have you been in Hot Topic in the last like 5 years?
yes.
It is not the same place.
It is
at all.
not the same place. I remember it changing while I was still, in high school and stuff. Like I remember there was a time where there was like John Deere shit in there.
Yeah, what? Like I don't.
Do you
I
remember
walked
that?
in there and I was like, "What even is this place?"
Well,
I thought
they're-
this said Hot Topic. Where did I walk in?
Their entire business model is selling the current most hottest topic.
Yeah. It just at the time that it showed up in this area, that was goth shit.
Yeah,
New
My-
metal was big.
Yeah.
And a lot of the aesthetic was goth stuff.
So I wouldn't have liked this in high school
New
because I had a trench coat, but it was dark blue and went with my fedora and I wrote journals.
I wore a
So-
fedora for a while.
I wasn't goth. I wanted to be a noir detective is what I wanted to be.
Your trench coat was the wrong color, bud.
Dark blue?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have a brown one, I
Yeah, I
guess.
was gonna
but-
say, it's supposed to be tan, bud.
Yeah.
Like khaki.
You gotta talk to dames. Right?
I
Yes, you
mean,
do.
go back another 20 years.
Still,
Black and
Don't-
white. Anyway,
still khaki.
this
bud.
movie made you grumpy.
Yeah,
Black
it
and
did.
white.
It really did, dude.
Talking about it
I
is
was
making
like,
him grumpy.
Ugh. It made me mad because like I actually really like the guy that plays Giles, and I like the idea. Like I like the story of this movie. I really do. Like I think it's a cool idea, and I like the aesthetic too. I like goth shit. But the music, like I am also a musician and I'm a writer, and this fucking sucked.
I'm not a musician. Shane's more a musician than I am, but I agree with him.
You're a good
singing in a
lyricist,
band?
though.
Oh, thank you.
You are a good lyricist. Like, you're like, I write dumb shit, but you write dumb shit real well, bud.
Thanks. Thanks, buddy.
Like, I don't know. It just, the lyrics pissed me off. Some of the, like, song structures pissed me off. Because it's like, you don't put a key change there. Why are you going back? What the fuck is going on in this fucking song? Like, it was just bad.
Is there a lot of really weird time signatures?
Yeah, but I mean, there's usually a lot of weird time signatures and stuff like this.
No.
Just because especially when you're basing it off of word count and stuff,
Yeah.
you end up with weird
Okay,
structure.
were there were actually a lot of weird time signatures because I thought
Some
everything because part of my problem with it is that it felt like it was trying too hard to be like radio rock, like you said,
Some of it.
Manson and Rob Zombie, right?
Yeah.
Like I thought it was very much like radio rockish musically. And then most of the time, I didn't feel like the lyrics fit over the music, especially the parts that were supposed to be dialogue that they were singing anyway.
I feel
Yeah.
like the music, there's a lot of like really different shit.
Yeah.
Like 17 when she's jumping on her bed and
Yeah, they covered like a lot of
everything's all colorful and shit.
variety.
She's like trying to be punk, and then you also have like the opera shit going on. And
Yes.
I feel like there's a good variety of.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was kind of character specific a
Yeah.
little bit.
yeah, which is fine. They were like trying to blend genres, and like you get a little bit of the blend when you bounce from one character scene to another character scene. Like musically, they're trying to blend the music, but like it just didn't. I don't know. I didn't.
I think some of the structure of some of the characters, I mean, there might have been some really nice thought that went into how things were written. Because I feel like a lot of the Shiloh stuff was very plotting, like as far as the not the tempo, but the cadence of things.
Yeah,
And that might have been like, she's not mature, so she's not complex.
mm-hmm.
And then, some of the other characters had more complex parts and stuff like that. But I mean, that's getting ahead of yourself if that's what that was. Because I mean, you've got to be able to write it basically before you make it that complex. Where you have like different themes for different characters and stuff like that. Because like thinking about what you guys were saying as far as like the different genres and stuff, like a lot of times Nathan had a certain like genre of music underneath his parts, and then like the Repo Man had different stuff going on under his parts, and Roddy had different stuff going on under his parts. The kids were all different. Like, I feel like they tried to do a lot with the music that they weren't capable of doing.
Right. And then they also like the mixing I thought was bad because like the levels, like you can barely hear like the music under. So you have
That's true, yeah.
so this is different than like an accompany of an orchestra.
Right.
Because this you're like something like this is these genres of music, like the music should be more upfront. It's not just like background. Like it's not just there to be there.
Well, I think they struggled with that probably because it was a movie, right?
Yeah.
So like it's not like your normal musical where you're on a stage, or like it started on stage, right? With like Hamilton, like we talked about Hamilton, like it starts on stage. So they know how to, when they're going to front of house, they know what the mix should be of the vocals versus the accompaniment, versus like when you're making a movie, you want all the dialogue to be up front and special effects to be a little bit higher, and then like all the music to be down low, unless there's a specific part where you want it to be up front. And like they could have been struggling with that mentality versus the mentality of like an actual musical, which is like it's an opera, so it should have been more like a musical as far as how the movie sound was mixed, but it wasn't. And then there's also weird parts where it's like acting like you're actually there instead of just being about the music, because there's a part where they're driving away in the limo from the graveyard, and you start off with a perspective that's inside the limo and you can hear everything clearly, and then it goes to a perspective outside the limo from the graveyard, and the limo's driving away and it's muffled, like you're hearing it from inside, going on inside the limo. And it's like that makes sense in a movie,
right?
That doesn't make sense in an opera, right? Like there was like a lot of decisions that were made that were wrong when they made this. Like, and it's not just like I don't like this thing because I don't like this kind of thing. There were mistakes. There were a lot of mistakes made in this that like hinder it, and some of them like that, you know, some people wouldn't notice or wouldn't care, but like that's it doesn't help it. And like the lyrics and the key changes, that's a thing that will make people that aren't necessarily trying to dissect it not like it subconsciously. So like if you can't follow what's going on, you're not going to enjoy it. If you can, but then there's like weird changes and you don't really know anything about music, you can still feel that. And that's why those changes are set up the way they are in pop music.
Right.
Because like most people don't know anything about that. Like there's a specific range of tempo that everything is written in because that's what everyone likes, like, or the great majority of people like, or there's like certain keys and certain chord changes that make people feel certain ways, and they're used to make people feel certain ways so that they buy stuff. Yeah. Like people don't know that, but they feel it and it works. And then when you like go against that, it doesn't work. Like there's a reason that things are the way they are. And if you just fucking throw shit at the wall, you still just have shit on the wall. And that's what this movie is shit on the wall.
On the wall.
Did you feel like they did the gory parts well?
Yeah. I liked the effects, like as far as that goes. Like I thought that stuff was pretty cool, like because it was also kind of cheesy, like it was supposed to be though.
It's true, yeah.
So like I wasn't expecting like, you know, super accurate, you know, anatomy and shit like that. There was a part where me and Russell were watching it, and like he cut somebody open, and it looked like he was pulling out like a fucking like wad of mozzarella from the guy's stomach.
Yeah,
and we were like, "What the fuck?"
So I feel like the director is a weird choice. I don't know if he was like sought them out to do it or whatever, but he did Saw 2, 3, and 4, and then this.
Yeah.
So like that seems like a drastic fucking change. But
yeah.
I don't know that he's ever done any musical stuff before.
So the guy that wrote this, hold on.
We never did cast really.
Like I hardly ever do it anymore. Terrence Zudanik was the grave robber. He also wrote it, and he wrote the treatment for the movie with the director.
Oh, he did write the stage version? I remember reading something about that, but I couldn't remember if he wrote the play or not.
Yeah, there was a short film version in 2006.
Oh, yeah.
That was... Hold on.
This version of the film only was released in like 7 theaters.
Yeah.
And then sometime after that, I think they did like a traveling thing. Like it would just be in this one theater. They would take it with them. Like, we're playing this at midnight. Some shit like that. And that's how they got like their cult following.
That makes sense.
A bunch of weird goths going to the theater at midnight watching.
Wow.
That's like a whole thing. Like there was a whole genre of like midnight movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was only 10 minutes long. I'm not sure what the plot of the original was, because this is a teenage girl raised in a world of addiction to drugs, cosmetic surgery, and artificial organ transplant and upgrades. That's the whole synopsis.
Oh, I don't feel like we've talked about the Zydrate at all.
No, we haven't. Doesn't matter. So the cast for the original short film had Michael Rooker as the Repo Man.
I don't know who that is.
Whoa, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's weird. But anyway. Yeah, so the Zydrate was like a drug, like a painkiller basically. But for some reason you can like take it from corpses from their nostril with a hypodermic.
so I think because like the drug addiction is a big part of it. I mean, not a big part of it, but it's in there. Like they mention it a few times.
Yeah, there's a whole scene about it. Yeah.
I think it's something like certain. So he finds certain corpses.
Yeah.
The first time you see him pulling it out of a body, I think, like after he breaks that wall,
Uh-huh.
that chick that is laying there with her
Uh-huh.
throat cut and her chest cut open is the same chick that you see Repo Man kill right at the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
But I think it's like there's so much of this drug in people's system, like it's just like in their brain, and you can just suck some out.
Mm.
But there's also the glowy bugs that it's like part of a deleted scene. I don't think I've ever watched it, but like when she's sitting at her mom's tomb or whatever,
Yeah.
and she like chases the bug outside
Right.
that's glowing blue and just like
Yeah.
Zydrate. I think they've come up and are like, oh shit, we can start living off this Zydrate shit, sucking it out of people. Because there's the deleted scene there, like, get the Zydrate out of the bug.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's. I thought that was going to be in the movie, and then they never talked about that bug again. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, what the fuck was the point of that? Another, like, I don't know. Just there's so many piles of random things that they could have done in this movie and that they didn't do, or that they started to do, like that. They like started to explain the Zydrate shit, but then they never did.
I think it's not. I mean, they don't say this in the movie. That's just like my headcanon. I don't think it's like a painkiller. I think it does something like mixing signals in your brain. So
Yeah.
it confuses your pain and pleasure receptors or whatever. 'Cause-
Which informs a lot the scene where they talk about it with Paris Hilton, which Paris Hilton is in this movie. That's another huge mistake that they made.
I think that was on purpose. You're supposed to hate her, like this stupid dumb bitch. Like, and when this came out, like everybody was shitting on her all the time.
Yeah.
So like they cast her perfectly for the character they were trying to.
No, yeah,
have
I
her
get
be.
that. It's just you can just like not do that. Not give that person more money and even like bad publicity is like anyway. But yeah, like the Zydrate stuff, like there's a lot of avenues they could have gone down to make the story better, but they didn't. Probably mostly because it's a fucking musical, but
I don't know. I should have looked that up. How long was the stage version of it? Because I feel like that's something that happens. Like,
I don't know that there was a stage version.
I'm pretty sure there was.
I don't know.
On it.
Because it talks about the one thing that I halfway read was that the Terrence guy spent like 10 years trying to get it made,
Hmm.
and then finally made the short film, and then after like proof of concept, basically what the short film was,
Yeah.
started working on the actual film.
If there wasn't a play, then this doesn't make sense. But I feel like I've been to several musicals and shit. Like,
Yeah,
they're normally like 4 hours long.
right. Yeah.
So
No, I get
trying
where
to
you were
fit all
going.
that into
Right.
an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's like
is really
turning a
hard.
book into a movie.
Yeah.
You're gonna cut stuff out. And usually, like, you know, mentioning the Zydrate is like a nod to the people that read the books or
Yeah.
saw the play,
Yeah.
right? So that would make sense. But I don't know that there was a stage play version.
Maybe I'm just making it up, but I thought there was.
The genetic opera REPO was a 2002 stage musical
Okay.
created by Terrence whatever his last name is.
Zudnik?
And
Is it
Zudnik.
Zudnik?
And Darren Smith, which would later become the basis for a short film and a cult movie. So I think the purpose of the short film was to get the movie made.
Yeah, it's a proof of concept, like I said.
Yeah.
So wait, Darren Smith was involved in the original musical too?
Yeah, that's what it says here.
Yeah, so I mean, he was involved from the beginning.
Is that the director?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
The
That
music,
still seems wild. Like,
the music is actually done by Darren Smith.
Oh, well, fuck that guy in particular. They did 2 more of not of Repo, but not even of the same world, which I would have been interested in seeing other things from the same world that maybe like not a musical, maybe like a real movie. But they did something about like the Devil's Carnival or something.
yeah,
They
I
did,
was
like 2 of those.
I feel like I might have said something about that when I came over the other day. But I was looking at
Zudnik. I'm probably saying it wrong, dude. You just gotta have confidence. When
Yeah,
you
you
fucking
You
know
sound
this.
like you know what you're talking about.
The movie
Yes.
was Lionsgate didn't do a great deal for the film before release, with it being over 90% financed by the movie's director.
That's where all the Saw money went.
He was like, "Damn it, how am I gonna make this movie? This is like the love of my life. I guess I'll go make these fucking Saw movies."
I guess there are people that love dumpster fires.
I'm one of those people.
For a second there, I thought you were looking at me.
No.
And like, you're right. But like, I don't like this fire.
Not this particular one. Find out anything else interesting?
In 2010, Universal Studios released a blockbuster film entitled Repo Man, starring Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker's eye. It too told the story of dystopian. That's a Family Guy joke, I'm pretty sure. It too told the story of a dystopian future where a mega corporation would finance organs and send repo men out to reclaim them when the recipient missed their payments. The stage was set for a different kind of plagiarism battle. This time, it would be the fandom that took umbrage at the alleged plagiarism, and the creators on both sides working to assure everyone that there was no issue at all.
Oh yeah, I read about that. Like the people, so like Repo, the genetic opera, found its cult following, and
Right.
then Repo Man came out, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get out!" They just like tweaked the fuck out. They were like getting on wherever you rate movies and just shitting on it.
Moviepoopshoot.com.
Never seen it before. Just going 1 star. Fuck you. I love my Repo.
Yeah.
Your Repo can go away, which is crazy because it's like 2 totally separate people had 2 very similar ideas, but like had never talked to each other before.
Yeah.
It just happened that way.
See, these kids didn't grow up in like the 90s and or very, very early 2000s when that happened every year.
Yeah.
Every blockbuster had a counterpoint blockbuster that was either better or much worse than it.
Yep.
And most of the time they were disaster movies. Like if you look at like from, I don't know, like 96 to 2006 or something like that, like every couple years the same exact fucking movie came out, but it was, you know, with different actors in a different part of the world or something. So you had like Tornado and Twister. You had Dante's Peak and Volcano. You had I don't know, like 2012 and The Day After Tomorrow. And there's like a billion of them. Deep Impact and Armageddon. Those all came out within like 2 years of each other,
Yeah.
or the same year. And
Yeah.
like, I mean, for forever it was like that.
Yeah.
So, a little history here, real quick.
Ooh, learning.
So the genetic opera has its roots all the way back to 1999, when Zudnik and Smith had founded the Galler, a 2-person performance troupe that specialized in 10-minute operas. One of those 10-minute operas was entitled The Necro Merchant's Debt, which was first performed in May of 2000. Popularity of the short version meant that the duo quickly worked to expand it into a full opera. which they did by 2002 and was performed around the Los Angeles area. After years of false starts, he largely financed the film himself to get it released, which was in 2008. So the story of Repo Man with Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker, on the other hand, begins in 2009. That's not it. That's what the article says, but then it like contradicts itself. Hold on. So when Eric Garcia, who was the author of Matchstick Men, published a book entitled The Repossession Mambo. However, the book's history goes back well before that, with an unpublished 13-page story being circulated as early as 1997. Also, before the book's release, Garcia had been working with Garrett Lerner to create a screenplay based on the book, which is what eventually became Repo Man. So yeah, basically, two separate people in two different areas had a similar idea and spent 10 years trying to get their thing made.
I read that, so the book wasn't even published when the movie came out. So, like, I don't know if it was just taking too long to get the book accepted or whatever. Like, the movie was made and put out in the theaters before the book was ever out.
So and the book is in the movie.
Yeah, it like accidentally turned into advertisement for the book. Because the character in, I assume, the book as well, but in the movie ends up writing the book. It's kind of cool.
But it's not.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, save this for next time.
Yeah.
I'll just cut it out. I'll cut it out from this one and then drop it into the other one. Thanks, Barry.
I'm so glad you did that. I was hoping you would do that.
All right. Does anybody have any final thoughts on this before we rate it?
Hold on. Okay, so
yeah, the other three of us probably have a lot left to talk about.
I didn't.
Nah. Fuck you guys.
I didn't know I loved you so much. Is that like super awkward to you? Like they're like two in love in like the wrong way, right?
Yeah, I feel like it was just written really poorly. There was no like overt like incestual tones, at least between that pair. Before that.
Yeah, but then they sang that song and I was like, what? Why are they?
Who sang that part?
Shiloh and Nathan.
When Nathan's dying. And like, I didn't know I love you so much, but I do.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, that didn't really weird me out at all.
The one line is, she says, I can't remember what the fuck she says, but it's like when the people on TV were not quite the way we were. Like, I just feel like they wrote it super weird. Like, maybe it's just because doing Saw
you're
movies
making me feel
doesn't
weird about
help
it.
you.
Yeah, now I feel weird about it too. You talk about it.
I didn't even think about that.
Well, they got the incest into their heads because when they were fucking writing all the parts for the brothers, the two brothers and the sister, and then
when Pavi's like, my brother and sister should fuck.
Yeah.
I
mean, they like
while he
lick
watches
each other
probably.
and shit. So it's
He,
like, what
wears
the
her
fuck?
face later.
Yeah. Yeah, he
They
does
were-
buy. Luigi kills all the bitters so Pavi can buy her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Weird.
It's a
The way I took initially before the incest thing came up, the way I took that was that like I come from like a overbearing household, so like parents loving their kids too much is usually just means that they're overprotective. Like because like that's a thing. Like, and I feel like that's what he was with her, was just like far too overprotective, which is why he like drugged her to be sick so she couldn't leave the house. But now you've weirded me out, and I wonder.
And I read a little bit about the deleted scene. So he has Marnie's body still, and she's bald. And Mag's like, "You have your mother's hair or whatever." Like the wig is supposed to be made from the mother's hair.
Literally.
Yeah.
Gross.
Fucking weird.
Yeah. So, okay. Most of the time, Munchausen by proxy is like done by a parent to get attention because their child's always sick, not to like keep them hidden away. But that's just a observation.
Is that actual like that's why,
Like the
or that's how it's
psychology of it.
Yeah,
perpetrated?
that's usually the psychology of it. I mean, usually. I mean, nothing's ever all the time, but
Well, yeah. I meant that's more so what we usually see in like movies and stuff, but I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was like that's the way it's portrayed in like television and movies, but it's actually usually
no, not
the overbearing parent.
No, because like usually,
overprotective.
you just drug them or beat them. Because if you're just drugging them to keep them like quiet and like still, right?
Yeah.
Then you don't have to make them look sick. The whole thing about like making them look sick is so that you can like take them to the hospital or like get attention from people around you and stuff.
I get what you're saying.
Because like, you know, you can just tell your kid, you know, hey, this is just how it is, man. They don't know if they've never left the fucking house before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so
that's something different.
Right, that's not Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah.
That's just Munchausen
just being
syndrome.
Fucking
not by proxy.
No. That's just like abuse, I think. I don't know.
God.
Oof.
Was there actually anything else that you wanted to say, or were you just like mad at me for talking?
Shane, I love hearing you talk.
I wasn't mad at you. I was just giving you shit because you like went off.
Yeah, I did go off,
and I
which
agree.
is fine. We all do that sometimes. I remember the Queen of the Damned episode.
Yeah,
I didn't let anyone talk for 40 minutes. Which so I did want to say out of all the musicals that I have watched, this is not the worst one.
What's the worst one?
Into the Woods.
I don't think I've seen it.
Probably not. It's a Disney movie.
I haven't.
It's awful. It's terrible. I think part of the reason it's the worst one I've watched is because of the production value, the amount of money that went into the movie, it being a Disney movie and still being hot fucking garbage. Whereas like this, I feel like I can let a lot slide because like, I mean, yeah, the dude did Saw 2, 3, and 4 or whatever, but he's still like, I don't think he was like an extraordinarily experienced person. And it's Lionsgate, and he like had to finance 90% of the movie by himself.
Twisted
and, like,
Pictures.
Yeah, it's Twisted Pictures, which I assume is his company now. I don't know.
I think so. I don't know.
But it's like this, I can let like a lot slide on like a lot of the stuff that I dislike about it, aside from the artistic integrity of the thing. So like I think it needed another 10 years of work. I think there's a lot of potential for this thing to be great, to be one of the best things that had ever been made, but they just like missed the mark, and
everywhere.
They just need to redo it. Like they need to try again. Like, honestly, I would watch another version of this rewritten, reshot, with these
like
people
with
being
some
more
real money
experienced.
behind it.
With some with some real money behind
like
it.
some real writers for the music and shit.
I love the idea of taking something as old as opera and like manufacturing it in a way that it encompasses a new age of like genre, or just like what is happening now, or like even a future representation of what now could look like. I love all of that. I love it. But I just I didn't enjoy this. We didn't shut it off though.
Oh man, I think we both thought about it.
No, I wanted to finish it.
I thought about it for you guys. I wasn't even here.
I don't not finish a lot of stuff. There's only a few. I mean, Rocky Horror is one thing I've never finished, but it's bad. We'll do it sometime. It's not good.
Honestly,
I don't get it.
I don't love the Rocky.
I don't get it. There's
It's
like
got
3
charm.
good songs.
Rocky Horror's got charm.
It's
way
got
more
Tim
charm than
Curry.
Tim Curry's awesome.
Yeah, well,
I
you
do
say
love
charm.
Barry Bostwick?
I say Tim Curry. I don't remember anyone else in it.
I don't hate it. Like,
What?
if I'm like hanging out with somebody that's watching it, I'm gonna sit there and watch it. But it's
I don't know. I mean, it's been a long time since I've tried to watch it, but Ugh.
There's maybe been like once where I was like, I'm gonna go watch this.
Fun fact about Rocky Horror
is
the first time I watched it was with my dad when I was like 13, maybe.
Yeah.
And my dad used to go to all the Rocky Horror Picture shows, and he used to play Rocky in the thing.
Oh, that's cool.
He like sat me down. I was like, I used to do this, son. So I was like watching it with him. And I remember the scene at the end where they're all in like lingerie and dancing around. I remember going, Dad? He goes, I got laid a lot, son. I was like, all right, sold. All right, Dad.
There was a portion of my friend group in high school that were into that. Like they'd go all the time. Like go to theaters and like it's I feel like that's a part of that is like it's not even so much about watching it, it's about like being in the crowd.
Culture.
Yeah, it's the culture.
There's like a whole different story that's going on in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I like to put stuff that I don't like into two different categories. There's the category in which I understand why people like a thing, and then the one where like I hate it so much I can't even fathom someone enjoying it. And like neither of these things are in that category. Like the Repo, the Genetic Opera, like I understand how someone can sit there and enjoy this. Like I just don't. Like it's not what I would like to see out of what it is.
That's not what you said the other night.
And then that is what I said.
No, after we watched it, you were like, I don't understand how anybody could like that. You literally said the exact opposite of what you said.
Oh, shit.
So I don't think that you're right, because I just said earlier on the porch to Barry that I understand how someone can like this, because that's the category.
Like,
that's
right
in.
after
Bro, you
we
can like
watched
the
it.
movie. I mean, you can not like the movie. You can not understand. It's fine. Like
Well,
you're
yeah.
not gonna hurt my feelings.
But no. Anyway, whereas like also with Rocky Horror Picture, like I get like it's the culture and like it has this whole feel to it. So like I understand people liking it. It's just not like a thing that I've ever finished. So that's where I'm at with that. Those are my final thoughts.
Okay. Dave, what do you got going on rolling around in that head of yours?
I never know. I stopped trying to figure that out a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not good.
All right, let's go ahead and rate it then. I'm gonna give it a 5. There's a lot that they could have done to make this worthwhile.
Bro, 5. I was expecting like a 2.
No, I mean it's still like I said, I like the idea, and I like how it looks.
It sounds like the delivery of what they had is like the main issue. Like,
Yeah,
there's good shit there. They just didn't get it out right.
The music is shit, and the lyrics, and which is dialogue, are shit, which is everything that they did other than costuming and cinematography. So like, it's 50% bad. Just pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5. Russell?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. Because there's just not. I liked 2 songs and some random stuff Anthony Head did, which is Giles from Buffy. I didn't particularly like the costuming. I thought the practical effects were bad. There's not. I can't. I liked 2 songs, so it gets 3 points.
Okay. All right.
So they needed more money. So Roddy was right.
Not.
Gold makes the world go round.
Yes. No, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I don't like the shine. Like, the shine run, like, fucks up me watching the whole movie. It, like...
The glow.
No, the, like, weird... Yeah.
The soft light. Yeah, it's like gothic soft lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's... I don't know.
All right, Dave. What do you got?
Well, Shane, let me tell you. I was actually going to sing this review, but
You
I didn't
stopped
want to.
again. Damn it, Dave.
Just got to tease you just a little bit. So I'm gonna give it a 4. I understand why people could dig it. I respectfully hate it. I haven't watched very many movies where I could just feel myself cringing out of existence through the entire movie. Yeah. It's just very cringy and just, I don't know. They wanted to be Rocky Horror, and I get that, but it's just, for me, just not as charming as Rocky Horror. Give me Tim Curry in a dress or give me death.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay.
Shane. I can't believe you love this movie.
Or a clown costume.
What?
You've rated it the highest so far.
Yeah.
A 5 out of 10.
I thought you were going 5 out of 5 this time.
You gave it a 3 out of 5?
Especially after Barry edits all of the negative stuff you said out of the episode.
And we're like, I like the movie.
I'm Shane. It was good.
Yeah.
Give Dave pizza.
Okay.
There's a
well,
fucking pizza
Barry?
again.
All right, so you guys were talking about how you understand how someone could like it. I can understand how people don't, but I do a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 9.9 because I'm pretty sure I gave Mulan a 10. Had to. If I didn't, pretend I did.
Okay.
And I don't like this as much as that.
Did you say 9.9?
Yeah.
I want to retract my whole understanding thing.
That's what he said.
I love this movie. I mean, I went a few years without watching it, but
Yeah.
I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
Like, I would watch it several times a day sometimes.
Jesus.
Just like restart it as soon as it was over.
Ugh. I think I just
All
had
right.
a stroke.
So Shane and I are going to watch it until we like it.
No! Hell no!
If you can watch 8 hours of Criminal Minds, we can watch 8 hours of Genetic Opera.
No.
I don't know that watching it more will make you like it more.
It won't.
Like, you
Not
already
for me.
know. Like, you,
Well, it might give him Munchausen by proxy, so...
That's not how that works.
I don't feel like I'm a movie critic. Like, I don't look that deep into shit.
And that's fine.
I like it because I like it. And that's
Yeah.
good enough for me.
Yeah.
That's
But
fine.
like, you guys, you're like digging into shit. You're like, it's this and that and this, and these are the reasons why I don't like it. Those things are still there. So if you watch it again, they're still going to be there.
Yeah.
You'll probably like it less because you're going to be like, God damn it, they're still here.
Yeah.
Maybe they
or
changed it.
find other stuff. There's like, oh, I didn't even realize that sucked.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll find more.
I love when a movie makes me feel so much that when I watch it again, I'm still hoping that the thing I don't want to happen doesn't happen, and it ends up happening anyway, and I'm sad all over again.
Moulin Rouge. That's what happens to me.
Is it?
Like
Yeah.
the first line, they're like, Satine's going to die. And then I'm like, no, don't die. And then I watch the movie and she dies. I'm like, oh no, she died.
Oh no, she died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, sorry guys. I'm
It's
probably
cool.
going to watch it again this weekend.
Okay.
I understand. I gave RoboCop a 10. I'm a man of passion. I get
Yeah,
it.
that also hurt my everything.
You gave Dread a 10 too.
I also give Dread a 10 because I like them.
Fuck it. 10. I love this movie.
Okay.
Boom.
Going full Dave.
Yeah. Whoa, careful, man. Don't go full Dave. No one wants to go full Dave. Not
You
even
never
Dave wants
go
to go
full
full Dave. Ooh, yikes.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of DQB Does. Thanks for listening. Next week, we are going to do Repo Men with Forrest Whitaker and the other guy,
Jude Law.
Jude Law. What was the thing you wanted me to say?
The last line Blind Mag says.
Yeah.
But sing it real pretty.
No. I mean, I'm just going to say, come take these eyes. I would rather be blind. Because this movie sucked. Take my ears, too.
This has been a production of the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network.